for Saturday, and it is that team that did go down to the Bunnies last week. It is the Manly Sea Eagles. They are sitting quite pretty at the moment after that loss, but talk to me about the squad.
Yeah, you got Tommy T in the fullback role with the Christian Tupilutu. I think I butchered that. In the wing position with Ruben Garrett. Tupalatu. Oh, okay. He's Italian now. Okay. I thought he was Islander. But anyways, with Ruben Garrett on screen in the wing position with Brad Parker and Morgan Harper in the centre positions, Schuster, DCE in the halves, TP and Jake Dvorovich in the front row positions with HO and K Talangi in the second row position with Josh Alloway to make the lock position with Lachlan Croker to make the hooker position. And Keo Weeks, Ben Dvorovich, Ethan Bellimore, Sean Kepi to make the interchange bands with Toa Fola Sipley in the 18 HIA jersey. Look, they went down to South Sydney, as you touched on last week. Unluckily, I thought it could have gone either way. That the NRL clearly made that come out and said that forward pass wasn't a forward pass, but if you go back a few passes beforehand, I think it's a forward pass there. So, whatever you want to say about that pass being forward or not, I think it was a forward pass earlier. But again, Josh Schuster, I'll still hamper on it. I don't think he's the sixth player.
I'll jump in there because I don't want you to go too far. By all accounts, it's just come across, but obviously these things were made up before that Josh Schuster is 90%, if not more, missing this game. So he probably will not line up against the Newcastle Knights.
Well, I'll just quickly check if they have named Cooper Johns in the extended bench for this week.
Number 19. Cooper's sitting at number 19, so he'll most likely come in for this squad.
Well, that will be good because, as I was just about to touch on, Josh Schuster isn't this sixth position. He's too big. He's like a John Sutton. He needs to realise that his better position in the team is a pack position, whether it's forward or second row. He's just too big. In attack, he's got good hands. He's got good awareness. But in defense, I think he's getting, he's a big boy, but he's getting picked out too easily. And they're just making easy meters down his side. I know DC likes to jump the gun on his side, but if I was taking a pick, I'd go down Josh Schuster's side every day of the week. So if you're saying that he's 90% going to miss this game, Cooper comes in. I think he does a better job at it. I think it might be a bit tighter in defence going forward. But they come up against a Newcastle Knights team at Brookie, 3 p.m. Saturday. Good to see. 3 p.m.'s back on a Saturday because I missed it last week. I come back from the voting and went to sit down at 3 o'clock and realised there was no games on and sort of went, what am I going to do for the next 2 hours? But look, this is going to be a cracking one. Brookie's going to be packed out, and we'll move on into your opinions before we touch on into the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, well, obviously the report has come from the Super Coach Whisperer. So if you want to check his tracker, he is usually quite accurate when he does say a player is out or a player is in or vice versa or something's going on. So I expect to see Johnsy line up against a club that his dad earned his right, his uncle earned his right. It's where they've earned, it's a family name, and you're going to see a Johns line up against Newcastle. So it will be a little bit weird, but I do think he comes in. I do think he does the job, but I just think from a number 6, and yes, he's not playing Schuster, but I think in attack, he still offers me a little bit more than what Cooper Johns will. Not because he's more creative. I think Cooper Johns is more agile, but Schuster gets the ball. You've now got to be worried, is he going to kick or is he big enough to run over me? So there's two different things you have to look at. Whereas if Johns gets the ball in the 5th tackle, I'm either throwing a cutout pass because I don't want to get bent over by one of the forwards, or I'm putting in a kick. So I think it becomes a little bit more predictable. But as for covering in defense, yes, he's a smaller body, but he'll definitely be able to stay in position to avoid people going through the line. So I think both have their benefits, but at this stage, like I said, from all accounts, it looks like Josh Schuster won't play, but moving forward, he is that short-term fix in that number 6 role for Manly. But it's going to be a good game. It's going to be an interesting side. I'll be interested to see how Tom Trbojevic goes, how Brad Parker goes, how Gary goes, how DCE goes without Schuster there. But I guess let's look at the other team and then we can give our prediction. It is the Newcastle Knights now. Lachlan Miller off an absolute game of not his career, but definitely at his short stint at Newcastle so far. Heimel Hunt, Dane Gagai, Bradman Best, Greg Marshew, Tyson Gamble, Jackson Hastings, Daniel Saifidi, Jaden Brayley, Leo Thompson, Tyson Frizzell, Lachlan Fitzgibbon, Jack John. So we've got a Johns matchup in this game. Phoenix Crossland, Jack Heverington, Matt Croker, Brody Jones, and Dylan Lucas in the 18th man. So I guess for me, the big talking point out of this is obviously still go Kalen Ponga. He did go to Canada. They did say he's all okay. He should be back in the next couple of weeks. We'll see how that goes. But again, no Dominic Young. Now, yes, they stood up. They got the result. They performed well. So I think if I'm O'Brien, 100%, I'm sticking with a winning formula. Sorry, Dom Young. I know you had one bad game. I dropped you for that. But we have a winning formula. I'm going to stick with it until we cop another loss or someone gets injured and I have to bring you back in. So it could be a long stint on the sideline for Dominic Young. It could be a short one if they do get done here. But what do you make of this side and what do you make of the Johns battle?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on. I just have it up here. Jack Johns in the lock position. So it'll be good to see brother v brother, especially this Manly Newcastle rivalry sort of thing continuing on. I wonder which side of the fence Matty and his wife Trish are going to sit on come this game. But it'll be good to even listen to the Matty John show, which comes out, I think, Friday morning. So you'll get to listen to this where they record on Monday. So you might have a little bit of an insight that Cooper might have known that he was going to start on Monday. I like to see this go ahead, but as you touched on last week, you don't change a winning formula. You don't change something that's not broken. So unfortunately, Dom Young has to sit on the sidelines and play reserve grade this week. But they got the job done last week. Keep it going for this week. And Lachlan Miller, he's just an absolute machine in that fullback position. I think going forward and I'm going to throw this to you, when Kalen Ponga's fit and healthy and ready to come back, do you really do a swap out or do you keep Lachlan Miller in the fullback role? Because I don't see Ponga coming back to the halves position.
No, I think you're completely – I'm going to go against you on that one. I think you're completely incorrect. I think Kalen Ponga goes straight into that number 6 as your $1 million man. You're not going to drop Lachlan Miller, who you did throw money at to get him now this season. As good as that Tyson Gamble, Jackson Hastings went last week, it's a one-off game. So I expect fully fit. Ponga comes straight into that number 6 role, number 7 role, however you want to play it. Jackson Hastings partners him and we move forward from there.
Well, you might have to put Gamble on the 17-man bench because I expect him to go down like a sack of potatoes. But it'll be a good one game to watch, as we said, Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Brooklyn Oval. My normally thing is when Manly at home, back Manly because the crowd sort of get up and about for this one, but I'm going to go with a bit of a shock. Knights 1-12 here. I think they might come here and upset a few feathers from the Manly Seagulls and get the 2 points and a good ride home back to Newcastle.
Well, listen, I'm not going to side with you because I don't see a world where, and I could be completely wrong. I could have egg on my face come obviously 5 p.m. Saturday afternoon, but I don't see a world where Newcastle travels to Four Plains Park. Oh, sorry, no, it's in Mudgee. Travels to Glen Willow Oval in Mudgee. I don't see a world where they travel well. They've never traveled well in Newcastle. Now we take the home ground advantage out of it, but I just feel like this is a trip when I speak to South Sydney fans when they have the Charity Shield there. It's a massive trip for them. It's something they always look forward to. I now look at Manly fans, and all I see across Twitter is we can't wait to go to Mudgee. Mudgee's our favourite away trip of the year, even though it's a home game. So by all accounts, I think this crowd's going to probably be maybe 90% Manly fans, 5% Newcastle, and 5%, well, what else are they going to do in Mudgee? And the locals are going to show up. But I just feel like Newcastle, you've played your game last week. You've got your win. I don't see you going back to back. So I'm going to chuck in a Manly 13 plus. I am comfortable and confident that I will get at least 1 point because I do think Manly get the result, but let's hope I can get another 2 and move slightly further away from you because I do lead by 4 going into this round. But let's